There are two riot shield models in the files of GTA 5 that aren't actually used by the police at all.
Guys, I think you forgot something.
Despite Rockstar going through the liberty of making not one but two fully textured riot shields, they remain unused by every unit of the police since the release of this game. So we have this one here, which is your bog standard riot shield for non-lethal crowd control, and the ballistic shield, also known as tactical or bulletproof shields, which are of course designed to protect against firearms and other ballistic threats. With mods, I've been able to restore this feature to a degree, and this one would have actually been a really nice feature to have had in this game for a number of reasons. Being the most common threat to the player in the game, if the police actually used these shields, it would have added a real sense of escalation. In GTA 5, a higher wanted level mostly just means more enemies, but imagine hitting 4 or 5 stars and having Noose pushing up on you with bulletproof shields in formation. Any basic standoff could turn into a full-on siege. It's also really nice to just have a different type of enemy to deal with. Yeah, we have different units and whatnot, but at the end of the day, we're still just shooting at bodies over and over. This also would have made the cover system feel way more useful, as you can pretty much just ignore it 90% of the time and be completely fine, but that's kind of been the case with every GTA for the most part. This game had the chance to significantly change that if Rockstar didn't let them go completely unused. We could dive even deeper into how this would have changed police AI encounters, but you get the picture. Let's take a look at how it might have worked if the player had access to riot shields too. So here's what the ballistic shield might have looked like as a pickup. This wouldn't have been something you could store in your inventory, and instead would have worked more like a special kind of item. Now if I pull out a weapon like a shotgun or assault rifle, the shield would just stay on my back. But if I pull out something like a pistol or micro SMG, we can actually use them alongside the shield ourselves, giving us a more hands-on look with this removed feature. Now what's really interesting when using this as the player is the cops won't fire their guns unless they have a clear shot on your skeleton. And notice how every time I reload and I'm more exposed, I'm receiving a lot more incoming fire from the cops. Now I know what you're thinking, but unfortunately this isn't because the police AI in GTA 5 are secretly geniuses.
Oh, DD, what it is?
Basically all of its surface area flags up as a no-shoot zone, which you can tell by the greyed out crosshair. But moving on, there's a certain location in Los Santos that's used far more for car races than the original purpose it was actually designed for. Can you guess what I'm talking about? If you guessed the Vinewood racetrack, well done! During development, Rockstar actually had plans to include horses in GTA 5, and this isn't just speculation, we've got numerous pieces of hard evidence for it. For example, in a Pisswasser ad that plays on the TV in GTA 5, horses pop up multiple times in it. And just a side note, all TV commercials in Grand Theft Auto are made in-game, so these models and animations are pretty much what we would have got if horses stayed in till the final version. There's also some cut dialogue from the protagonists and police scanner that prove they definitely would have been rideable and come in a variety of different colours.
Oh, sorry, horsey. Your galloping days are over, my friend.
Man, sorry, horse. My bad, pony.
Riding a white horse, on a light-colored horse, riding a brown horse, on a black horse.
Also with the casino that's always been conveniently right next to the track, activities like horse betting, which was last seen in GTA San Andreas, and maybe even getting to participate in horse races yourself, were all left on the cutting room floor. In GTA 4, cops were actually supposed to be armed with nightsticks. We know this from looking inside this file here, where under the melee section we can see N_stick. And there's also some pretty hilarious cut voice lines from the cops, which they would have used when wielding it.
You know where a nightstick goes? See, this hair's gonna be up your ass. Don't make me use my nightstick on your head.
I got 15 inches for you to suck on.
In the very first GTA 4 trailer, a ferry can be seen docked at the terminal in Alderney. We were actually supposed to be able to take ferries over to Happiness Island, but unfortunately this feature never made it to the final game. At first glance, the ferry terminal kind of just looks abandoned. But if we take a look inside, there are actually armed guards and quite a lot of pedestrians in and around this place. We can assume this feature was cut in the very late stages of the game, considering all this detail that was packed into it. And as you can see here, we have all the slips where the ferries would have been docked. Molotovs are one of those weapons in San Andreas that feel like they were intentionally hard to get. No stores sell them, and you can only find them in a few fixed locations, or use cheats. But what if I told you that wasn't always the plan? In the early development stages of San Andreas, you could actually purchase Molotovs from any petrol station by simply going up to the gas pumps like so. This was discovered due to some leaked mission sources where in the code you can find this script, but at this stage it was still just a concept, so the script was still pretty basic. Find gas pump, spend $50 and CJ gets 12 Molotovs, and you could do this until you literally run out of money. Well, fast forward to GTA Chinatown Wars, and guess what's back? That's right, you can buy Molotovs from gas pumps again. Only now it's done through a cool little mini-game with animations and flair. It's likely Rockstar's vision was to do something very similar to this in San Andreas, if it didn't get scrapped so early. But with mods, we can get a feel of what this feature may have looked like if it made it to the final game. If you notice, we're losing about $100 every few seconds, so we're actually going to run out of money in a moment here. This thing is a little bit buggy with the bottles, but keep in mind it is just a mod. But what do you think? Should have Rockstar fully committed to adding this as a feature? GTA San Andreas introduced gang wars to the series, and according to beta game screenshots and the game code itself, Rockstar at some point planned to allow you to have turf wars with every single gang in the game. In the official release version, we have a total of 57 territories to take over from only 2 gangs, the Balas and Vargos. But originally, the entire San Andreas state was filled with over 170 territories to snatch from a total of 8 gangs. We had the Varios Los Aztecas,
Aztecas, Holmes, where you from? My sex life is dry lately.
the Russians,
Stupid Americans.
Triads,
Uzi goes through so many cars.
Danang Boys,
You have low IQ.
Bikers,
My gang's like a family, man.
and last but not least, the Italian Mafia.
I forgot what I was gonna cook tonight.
District names were also meant to appear in the colour of the gang that controlled them. All of this can be restored using mods such as Silence Extended Gang Wars. Buried in the handling file of GTA Vice City is something that probably shouldn't be there, an entry for a train, but not just any train, it's the exact same one used in GTA 3. Despite there being no train anywhere in the final version of Vice City, the leftover handling data from Liberty City's subway train is still in the files. Which begs the question, was a train ever planned for Vice City? Or was this just a leftover Rockstar never cleaned up? Most likely the latter, but in the real world, Miami's Metro Rail opened in 1984, right in the middle of the game's timeline, so trains actually wouldn't have been all that out of place. Vice City is the only GTA without a metro system, and in my opinion, there's just something really special about that, so for this one, I have to say I'm not too fussed about it not making the final game. And because of how well the map is designed, I doubt many people even noticed or felt like this feature was even missing. There are a couple of really cool locations that we know were cut from Vice City, Shady Acres and the Gator Keys. In an ad that plays on the radio, Avery Carrington, who owns the development being a real estate mogul, describes Shady Acres in great detail. So while we have a quick listen to that, we're going to see what this place may have looked like if it made it to the final game, as some really talented modders did a phenomenal job adding this back.
I'm a VIP, and I want to live around people just like myself, rich and divorced.
I'm every carrot.
Shady Acres is an incredible, upscale, state-of-the-art, top-notch condominium development. A short drive out of town on some pristine wetlands, away from the noise and uninvited diversity of the city. And when you buy into that dream that is Shady Acres, not only do you get a luxurious 5,000 square foot condo with underground parking for your newly acquired sports car.
Before we hear the rest of the ad, I just want to show you the backyards of one of these mansions. So you can catch some really nice views into downtown, and we also have a swimming pool that honestly looks empty because the water is so clear. But as you can see, there's a leaf floating around in it, along with some zombie Elvis myth newspapers. The attention to detail is just crazy consistent with this mod restoration. It honestly feels right at home with Vice City. So you probably noticed the frame rate is dipping quite a bit at times, which is completely normal with very detailed map mods like this, so never mind that. But as you saw, we have pedestrians roaming about, some traffic. This place really feels lively and naturally part of the game. But now let's go to the Gator Keys, or Everglades, which is way bigger and way more detailed than here. So we know the keys was meant to physically appear in game from some unused dialogue, where Avery Carrington asked Tommy to escort one of his representatives out there to buy some land on Avery's behalf. The Gator Keys is basically Rockstar's version of the real-life location in Miami called the Everglades, and we still don't know at which stages in development this location was removed, but as you're about to witness for yourself, this place would have been such a treat to have in the game. So already in the first 5 seconds of me entering this place, we can see there's tons more pedestrians here than in Shady Acres, which of course makes sense considering the kind of developments they are. So we have this neat courthouse here with some formal hedges outside, and this little area is one of my favourite spots here. Don't know why, but it just is. As you can see, this place is just packed to the brim with detail. One really cool spot I definitely wanted you guys to see is this little island down here, which we can use this bridge to get to. So on it we have these wooden huts or shacks which we can go inside. Now you can't see too much from these windows, but nevertheless this is really cool. But let's go on and check out this other one, which has a fancy spiral staircase leading up to it and is much more elevated off the ground than the other one, so we should be able to get some much better views. Yeah, so we can definitely see a lot more from these windows, and man, hats off to the creators of this mod. If you can, I really recommend you check this out for yourself. So let's head on back to the mainland and quickly finish our loop around this place. And here we have this airboats and gator show place, which is a popular activity people actually do in real life at the Everglades. Down here we just have a dead-end road, which if you go too fast down, Tommy might end up sleeping with the fishes. So this street actually has a lot more interesting stuff, like this building with a dinosaur mouth as a canopy for the entrance. There's also a souvenir shop with a shopkeeper and customers.
One day I'm gonna be president. He's dumber than me. Yo, I'm fresh to the max.
Next to it we also have a really nice surf shop. And down here again we just have another dead end with a pretty amazing view of the airport, I might add. What I also love about this place is that there are two routes to take back. There's the way we came in and there's this one we're going to take now, and it all feels supernatural because we have NPC traffic flowing through here as well. In 2011, Dan Houser revealed how the September 11th, 2001 World Trade Center attacks changed GTA 3, which launched just weeks after the atrocities. Altercations were made to further separate Liberty City from its real-world counterpart New York City, and a mission referencing terrorists was also scaled back. Dan Houser stated, "As far as I recall, we changed the color of the cop cars so they weren't identical to NYPD. We altered the flight path of a plane so that it didn't look like it was flying into or behind a skyscraper. And we removed one mission as it made a reference to terrorists. Some pedestrian dialogue and talk radio lines were removed, and the game's cover box was also redesigned, which is where we get the iconic cover art style for GTA that Rockstar still use to this day."